So this is October daylight mature buck movement chart. You're reading it left to right, left being the first day, right being the furthest right being the last day. And the days that are highlighted, the 6, 7, 8, 9, 17, 18, 19, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 29th, 30th, and 31st were all days where bucks were observed. And we'll go through them as we go along here. The chart is scaled by the number of bucks per day that were witnessed on camera. So now we'll look at the individual spikes in movement. The 1st through the 5th saw no mature bucks on camera. Starting on the 6th, the 7th, 8th, and 9th all produced mature bucks during daylight. And this was due to a frontal passage. The 6th was a wind shift day with 2 bucks on camera moving during a west to southeast wind shift. The 7th was a southeast to southwest wind shift. 5 bucks were caught on camera. 6 bucks were caught on camera as the wind shifted after the frontal passage. Wind shifted southwest to northwest, and then the temperature dropped that night, the night of the 8th, which created 4 bucks on the 9th, following the ultimate frontal passage and the temperature dropping 10 to 15 degrees that night. So the multiple wind direction shifts prior to the actual front increased buck movement dramatically, and the subsequent temperature drop didn't affect movement very much at all. We had no sightings until we get to the 17th, 18th, and 19th of October, when buck movement again picked up dramatically. This was our busiest period of the entire month, and it also followed a frontal passage on the 17th. 17th began a flurry of primary scrape building. 17 different interactions with our cameras by mature bucks during this 3-day period was definitely the busiest of the entire month. So we had 3 to 4 distinct wind changes during this 3-day period. Temperatures dropped on the initial front passage, and we saw continued movement on the 18th and 19th. And quickly, as the wind moderated on the 20th and 21st, things went back to zero until we had another wind shift that came about on the 22nd. From the 22nd to the 24th, we had multiple wind shifts that generated 11 bucks on camera during daylight. This was a northwest to southwest on the 22nd, back from a southwest to a northwest on the 23rd and 24th. So we finish off the month with another frontal passage on the 29th, 30th, and 31st. This shifted winds from the south, southeast, back around to the northwest. We saw 8 bucks on camera during daylight during this time, and all of these were captured on our scrape locations, primary scrape locations. These were daylight visits back to those scrapes, and this was the first time they had re-encountered those scrapes during daylight that they had created in the weeks prior. So I hope this explains a little bit more about this chart and exactly how much a wind shift and not so much a temperature shift or a temperature change after a frontal passage can affect daylight buck movement.